I'm here today with a very special panel of guests, and we're going to be getting into some roundtable discussion. But first, it'll be great to set the stage of who our guests are and why we have everyone on here today. So for those who are unaware, we have guests today from the Serum and Wormhole Convergence Hackathon. And this is an event we've been following pretty closely at SolanaNews, but we figured it would be great to have everyone on here discussing what it was like building in the hackathon and just in general, how it has been developing in the Solana space, where they see it going, and what specifically they're focusing on with their protocols. So to start things off, we're going to start with an intro of each project before we get into the roundtable discussion. And starting from the top, we have Credix, who are no strangers to SolanaNews. And today I have Maxim, CTO, joining me. How's it going? Great to have you on.
Hi, thanks for having me. All good here at the Hacker House in Prague, so couldn't be better.
Yeah, that's amazing. I actually just got home yesterday from not an official Hacker House, but Mountain DAO in Salt Lake City. So we were out there for the whole month. Sounds like SolanaNews will be at New York as well for that Hacker House. So looking forward to seeing anybody there. But just to get into it, Maxim, do you want to just give a brief one or two liner of what Credix is building, and then specifically what your guys' Convergence Hackathon submission was?
Yeah, sure thing. So with Credix, we've been out there for a bit longer than the hackathon itself. So what we've built is actually a credit marketplace on Solana. What we do is actually we bridge the real world with the blockchain ecosystem. In a bit more depth, what we do is we have asset originators in Latin America, so Brazil. Those are actually fintechs giving out loans, and they can actually take out loans from our pool. On the other side, we have institutional investors who actually pledge USDC in the pool, and that's how the whole marketplace works. And then maybe for the Convergence Hackathon, what we've built, and I might put it in layman's terms, and my parents also called me, congrats, what actually did you do? And then it's like, okay, how do I explain this in words that anyone can understand? And it's what we've built for the people who know a bit about it is a fully permissioned marketplace in which we freeze token accounts such that no one can actually exchange their tokens off our protocol, but only through the permissioned marketplace. If I tell that to my parents, they don't understand a single word of that. So to put it in human words, what it actually is, like, let's say I say, okay, mom, you have an Apple. My dad, he has USD. My mom actually wants to have USD for that Apple. The thing is, my mom is not able to just give that Apple to my dad. He's not able to just give the USDC to my mom. What they actually have to do is they have to go to a market, and that market is actually the Serum order. The thing is that there is a guard at this market, and this guard says, you can only exchange the Apple for the USD if you're family. And that's actually a bit how it works, and that's a bit how we build it. So if you translate that into what the benefits are for Credix, is that you have this Serum order book, the core, which is used by a lot of protocols. On top of that, we have built this proxy layer in which we're going to check several things. We're going to check, is this participant whitelisted in the Credix protocol? Is this participant KYB'd and know your business and know your customer? Now, last thing is that if you want to put an order on the book, we're going to thaw that token account. If it's an exchange, we're going to freeze it again, such that afterwards, after the exchange, the participants cannot exchange their tokens. So that's in a nutshell what we've built. We're going to use it in our own protocol. And we're also going to open source everything such that other protocols who work with institutional clients can make use of the tech.
Yeah, that's great, Maxim. And just for a little bit further understanding here, if I'm not mistaken, the point behind this is that it will bring some more liquidity to credit markets, but you guys also want to make sure that the transfer of these assets are actually going to people that are whitelisted on Credix and have passed your guys' due diligence process.
That is 100% correct, yeah.
Awesome. So we'll close that off here for now, Maxim, and then we'll bring you back up at the end of these introductions. And I'm going to introduce our next guest. Awesome. So going in order here, our next guest is the second place winner of the Convergence Hackathon. And I'm, of course, referring to Companion.to, who is really looking to bridge the gap for retail into Web3. So today I have Tom, co-founder of Companion.to, joining us. And again, great to have you on, man. It would be great just to have a bit better of a one-liner explaining what you guys are building and what you guys were doing in the Convergence Hackathon.
Hey, Greg, thanks for having me, mate. I really appreciate it. Yeah, so at Companion.to, what we're building is really like an onboarding vehicle for new participants to cryptocurrency. The way we see it is there's kind of three groups of people. There's people who are already, pretty hardcore crypto users. That's all of us here, basically. Then there's people that are kind of crypto curious, but don't really know how to get involved or don't know how to get involved in the right way, kind of thing. And then there's people who are just not interested in crypto at all. We're really targeting those people in the middle ground, maybe interested in crypto. They maybe have some conversations with people around the dinner table about crypto, but they just don't know how to get involved, or it's a little bit too intimidating. They don't know the right way to go about it. So that's really where Companion.to comes in terms of, education and making sure that these people make that first kind of foray into crypto in the right way. So yeah, that's what we're building here over at Companion.to.
Yeah, that's awesome, Tom. And we'll get into a ton of things such as why Solana, what it was like building in the Hacker House, but we're just going to power through these introductions so we can actually get to the roundtable here. Looking forward to chatting some more.
Awesome. Cheers.
Awesome. So our next guest is Convergence RFQ. And I think this is very interesting as we see more and more structured products or decentralized option vaults coming to the market. Convergence RFQ is looking to build infrastructure that is necessary for this. So today we are joined by Uwe, co-founder of Convergence, and also Brandon. So amazing to have you guys on, and it would be great to just hear about what you guys are building at Convergence RFQ and the importance of something like an RFQ infrastructure.
Hey, glad to be here. So we're Convergence RFQ, and we're on the mission to become the DeFi primitive for over-the-counter transactions with no price slippage. So yeah, a lot of DeFi primitives, a lot of founders usually have the same problem of trying to chase market makers to provide liquidity onto their solutions, just to make things work. So we're trying to connect them with a network of market makers, DAOs, which are the institutions of tomorrow, and dark pools. So
yeah, that's amazing to hear. Uwe and Brandon, great to have you guys on. Looking forward to hearing more about it. This is definitely something that is bringing innovation to the space and is much needed. So looking forward to chatting, guys.
Thanks, Greg.
Definitely. Awesome. So getting down to the bottom here, our next guest is going to be Vyper Protocol. And I think this is pretty interesting because they're looking to build risk management on Solana. And I think a really cool theme here that Alberto will touch on is that you guys are looking to bridge a gap that you have found in Web3 and DeFi, where institutions or big players may not want to join the space because of risk management tools and just lack of tools in general. So it would be great to just hear overall what Vyper Protocol is doing. I know it looks like you guys are looking into tranching and how this can reduce risk. So amazing to have you on. It would be great to just hear a little elaboration on that.
Hey, Greg, thanks so much for having us here. Actually, it's our first time, on SolanaNews, so we're really excited and happy for that. Probably before jumping into that, one step back, that is, what is tranching? Probably it's a word that if you're not familiar, with finance, you can live your entire life without hearing about. Yet, it's something that it's very likely that sooner or later, someone in the process, with your money, will do. So basically, tranching is, in very simple words, is taking an illegitimate asset and creating out of it different risk profiles. Of course, when we have different risk profiles, we can attach, a different risk and a different level of reward, basically out of that. Actually, the problem that we are solving, it's pretty big. So as of now, we are used, to farm across farms, pools, lending protocols, or basically the whole set of the 5 products that we have. Yet, per product, we are sharing the same level of risk. in the sense that, for example, let's suppose that we are lending like on a given protocol. We're not going to make any name, just to be fair. We know that like if we are lending, on the other side, someone is taking, like the borrowing. And what they do with this borrowing is that they go like on leverage. Like in the middle, like behind that, like juicy APIs that we see like on the screen, there are a lot of things that can go wrong. I mean, we never think about that, but the risk like actually like is real, and we had loads of like one example a couple of weeks ago. So we have hacks, but we also have liquidation mechanisms. So actually, our money, let's say, is like a threat. So when we look at the financial market, we have different players. We have degens, we have farmers, but we also have, like more traditional, like investors, both like within and outside like of the crypto space. Within the crypto space, it can be, for example, DAO treasuries, like their management or, like their mission, like is not to trade, like with those funds, but is like to keep, like those funds safe, probably like having like some more yield, and then, like deploy like on the right program or like on the right occasion, like for product development. On the financial side, we have like, like pension funds, institutions that don't have access, like to these, money market, like in the crypto space, because of course, when they jump into crypto, they need to take, like some risk mechanism. So what we are doing is that basically we are building this product, and actually like it's a primitive. So like we are going to build some applications like on top of that. The first one will be like Vyper vaults. So like the vaults interface that we are all aware of. And basically we will apply that, integrating, with all the different borrowing and lending protocols at first, and then, with farming, so that, everyday users can basically decide the risk preference. But, since like it's a primitive, also like other people will be able like to build like on top of us. And we think that like it's really cool, basically this composability like approach, because like it's a little bit different, from an insurance. Like the insurance, you have the institutions like whether like it's crypto or non-crypto, and they take the side. So they do the analysis of the protocol, they decide that, like the real risk of the hack, or, like the real risk of something happening, like is well below what the markets want to pay, and they create like a product for that. What we do like is different, is that we create like basically a market around the risk, and we let everyone like in the space to create that. So like it's cool because it's not just about risk sharing, but it's also about building new financial products. So this is like in a nutshell.
Yeah, that's great to hear overall, and there's definitely demand for it as we see more and more DAOs and institutions joining the space. Also, just overall in the sense that not everybody needs to be looking for crazy outsized returns, just consistent returns that can beat out the market. So it sounds like you guys are building primitives that are looking to solve this issue, and it'll definitely get exciting to just watch the products and tools you guys offer continue to innovate. So with that being said, Alberto, it's great to have you on. Curious to hear what you have to say when we get into some of these discussion questions.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Definitely. Awesome. So we're about to get into the roundtable discussion here. Our last guest is no stranger to SolanaNews. We will actually be talking to Rebecca Lee, founder and CPO of Cashmere Wallet. How's it going, Rebecca?
It's great. Great to be here again.
Yeah, awesome to have you on. It was great chatting at Mountain DAO before the actual Serum Convergence Hackathon results came out. So amazing to see you guys here again. And just curious for a brief outline on Cashmere. You guys are building a multi-sig wallet. You guys were able to get your MVP out. How have you moved forward since, and what is something you're just in general excited for?
Yeah, for sure. I think we started out with a very grand vision of having everyone be able to have like a much better form of security for their wallet instead of putting all of your stuff in Phantom or managing all of your company funds under one person. I think like in the past few weeks, we've really narrowed down the scope of our project and kind of the type of people that we can help the most. So we're primarily focused on helping companies and startups and organizations. So we're looking to build out a lot of tools on top of the platform to help with that. So some of that looks like mobile app support. So you can like access your Cashmere wallet on your phone. You can integrate the Cashmere wallet with dApps, and you can also support like payroll and other forms of like unique transactions.